Wasn't part of my plan to sweet talk you. Just couldn't resist. You really felt that way? Crow doesn't answer, but turns away to face a large jutting rock. He lifts his hands, and I can see his fingers glow with blue light, the same blue I saw on the cliffside the other night. No point in hiding it from you now. I've been drawing these all over the mountain while you weren't looking. Waving his arm in wild arcs, he draws a strange symbol on the rock. The symbol shines with blue light, and my eyes widen. I finally know what was so familiar about this. That's a magical rune, isn't it? I learned a little about them back when I was working with some scholars. I knew I'd seen something like that before. You know a lot more magical business than I thought you might. Not quite the rube folks take you for, are you? I don't really come across as a rube, do I? Anyway, it's like you said, I'm a wanderer. I've seen lots of things. I don't recognize this particular symbol, though. What's it for? Protection, of course. I can't help but wonder protection from what? But Crow's not saying anything more. I don't want to push it when he's already trusted me with so much. What I need to focus on now is making camp for the night and making sure the little prince is safe and sound. Twist the crow on the shoulders of the real mage and has possessed the man. It's true. We hole up in a nearby cave. Once the prince comes to, we do a thorough checkup, and he seems alright, if a little subdued after the day's events. Prince Logandir, do you remember anything?
There was a big bird, and you stabbed it and saved us. That's all I can remember, though.
I guess that's basically true. Hey, now how about a thank you for the lady who saved your life?
Thank you.
It doesn't take long for the little prince to fall asleep after dinner, but I have trouble drifting off. Too much on my mind, maybe. I manage to doze off for an hour or two and wake again. Prince Logandir is sleeping like a little angel, but Crow's nowhere to be found. I go to check outside the cave. Crow's sitting a few feet away, surrounded by swirling snow. Goodness, aren't you freezing cold? Not really. Come sit with me, you'll see. As I come closer, I realize he's sitting in a little patch of sunshine and warmth. It must be some kind of spell. The snow doesn't touch him, and around his feet are grass and flowers, fresh like they're blooming in spring. I can even see a patch of stars breaking through the swirling snow clouds right above us. Oh, that's cute. I have to sit close to stay in the little springtime spot, but as soon as I'm in, I feel warm and safe. He puts an arm around me, and I lean against his chest. Just having a nightcap, want some? No, I don't. I mean, I have a rule about not drinking on the job. This whole emanating warmth thing's kind of a theme, right? Yeah, I mean, I guess because you're on like a really cold mountain. Don't drink much, do you? You ever tried it before? What? Don't be silly, of course I have. Well, actually, no. I just haven't really had a chance yet, and I've been on the job an awful lot since I left the farm. I'm not like weird or anything about it, though. Darling, you don't have to make excuses to me. You don't have to drink if you don't want to. But you should know. It ain't wrong to want to try it. Doesn't make you any less of a good egg. He's being so nice, but for some reason Crow's words make me well up with some powerful emotion, one I can't name. I try to distract myself by looking away, but the way the magical light hits the grass, it looks like just like the garden back home. In the heat of summertime, my heart hurts to see it. I'm not that good. Oh, don't start with that. I ain't known you 2 days, but I can tell you better than most folks I meet. But I left my whole family to go gallivanting around, pretending to be a knight. Mother and father are getting older, now they have to handle the farm themselves. I left them. I abandoned them. I'll bet they wanted you to go follow your heart. That's what they said, but they're my parents. They have to say nice things like that. Parents don't always say nice things. I reckon yours meant what they said. And maybe it's a hunch, but I think you're like me, cut from the same cloth. Folks like us won't be happy spending our whole life in one spot, never knowing anything else. You would have shriveled up like a daisy in a drought if you stayed. So when you left, you were doing something nice for yourself. Counts as a good deed in my book. Crow thinks I'm like him. The thought makes me feel warm inside, but I don't know if I believe it. He seems so wild and mysterious to me. Could he really be the same kind of person? I'm not sure, but maybe I'd like to find out. Well, do we have some of the man's... Do we partake or not partake? I feel like this will be a rather inconsequential choice.
What if it's not alcohol? What if it's magic?
I could do it. I could do it. Do not. Juicebox, you're outnumbered again. It's 3 against 1. Give me that. I snatch his flask from him and take a swig. The drink burns down my throat and my whole body shudders. Because drinking with people is always inconsequential. Rosemary, that's... No, it's okay. I know what I'm doing. Emboldened and giddy from the drink, I grab his face and press it against mine, kissing him fiercely. Right choice. At first, he seems surprised, but soon leans into me, running his fingers through my hair. I shudder again, but this time with pleasure. When we pull away, we gaze into each other's eyes. The flowers rustle at our feet, and the stars twinkle above us. Rosemary, I was gonna say, you know it ain't alcohol, right? It's just a hot cider. That's what I thought. No, I did not know that. We burst out laughing at the same time. Feels good to sit here and laugh together after such an intense and exhausting day. Gosh, I'm so embarrassed. I thought I was drunk, and I kissed you. Oh, Rosemary, jabbed me right through the heart. You're really embarrassed to kiss me? Oh no, that's not what I meant. I just, it's not something I do. Placebo inebriation, uh-huh. Looks like it is now. Well, then let's do it again. We lean into each other, closing distance between us as much as we can. I try to memorize how he feels, the brush of his stubble against my cheek, the way he gently sucks on my lower lip. Why does it do this to me? Pulling me closer into his kiss. How the warmth from his body seems to reach all the way inside me and mine into him. The wind whistles fiercely overhead, but nothing can touch us. It's just me and him, safe and sheltered in our own little garden in the snow. When we finally break apart, we stare breathlessly at each other. I feel strange and excited, like I'm seeing him for the first time. Don't laugh, but I've never done that before. That was my first kiss. Darling, I would never laugh at you. So, I'm not sure how to do this. Should we go back to the cave? Oh, I don't know. It's nice out here, ain't it? Yeah, it is. Let's stay a little longer. Crow lifts his hand and strokes my face with rough, calloused fingers. There's something sad in his eyes. Or am I imagining it? What are you thinking about? Just how lucky I am to be here. Of all the places and times in the world, I'm right here, right now. Crow. He's a time traveler. Oh god, that's the match. Oh no, that's the magic that takes up all his time. He's a time traveler. Guys, I'm calling it. We're dating the doctor again. We stay out together for a little while longer. There's a few more things I've never done before, and Crow is happy to show them to me. Oh, Jesus Christ, girl. Okay, cool. You do you. I'm glad I didn't go into detail for that part. I wake up early the next morning. At least I think it's morning. It's hard to tell from inside the cave. We went back inside sometime last night, since we didn't want to leave the prince alone for too long. Soft sound from outside, like faraway thunder, shakes me out of sleep. Maybe I should worry about what exactly that is, but it's dark in here and I'm sleepy and I feel good. Like I could take on 3 night rocks at once, when I'm more awake, that is. What a wonderful night. It's hard to believe that a few days ago I'd never even met Crow. Now it almost feels like I've known him for a lifetime. The little prince wakes up soon after me, looking well rested despite the early hour. He's watching me, quietly. Half asleep, it takes me a moment to notice that Crow is nowhere to be found, even though I'm pretty sure he fell asleep next to me. Instead, I find the red rose again lying in his place. How strange. I thought I'd lost it for good. Girl, you know he's magic. You know he's magic now. What time is it? Where's Crow?
I don't know. He went outside, but he did say why.
The prince seems less confrontational. Okay, I'll tone it down. I wonder if he's still feeling subdued after what happened yesterday. Come to think of it, this is the first time I've ever spent any time alone with him. Oh, okay. What are you doing awake, little guy?
I can't get back to sleep. I heard something and it woke me up.
Yeah, I think I heard it too. Sounded like a rumbling or something. but maybe it was just Crow getting up.
So, you and him are friends now, huh?
Why do you say that?
Because after that big bird almost got us yesterday, you're always next to each other and smiling at each other, you know, like my mama and papa. Friends?
Oh, yeah, I guess so. Hey, about that? Are you gonna tell your father about the bird? I mean, it turned out totally fine and you're safe and all, but I don't want him to think I put you in danger or was reckless or anything.
No, it's okay. I wasn't gonna tell Papa about any of this.
Oh, that's a relief. I mean, not that you shouldn't tell your father things, I just, you know. Wait, what do you mean by that? You're not gonna tell him what exactly?
About this? Crow told me it's our secret.
Crow told you? What just now? What's a secret?
When he came to get me a few days ago, he said we were gonna go on a little trip and he'd bring me right back. He said I should tell Mom and Dad about it. I said okay, it's so boring at home anyway. This trip hasn't been as fun as he said it'd be though. I hope we get back soon.
I suddenly feel wide awake. Goosebumps riddle my arms and my mind races to put together what Prince Legander is telling me. I'd been holed up in that tavern for days, so of course news of a royal kidnapping wouldn't have reached me yet. And Crow never explained what exactly they were doing out here in the first place. But that means he kidnapped the prince and lied to me? Why would he do that? And why is he bringing the prince back now? No, this is crazy. He couldn't have done that. Could he?
He said I shouldn't tell you about this either, but if you're friends now, it's okay, right?
I hear another rumbling sound somewhere in the distance. Look, just stay right here for a minute. I have to go check something. He's taking him to feed him to the dragon. I rush outside a few yards off, facing a vast mountainside that lies behind us, with his arms raised like a maestro. Crow. His cloak and hair whip up from the wind, which seems to be blowing faster and faster. The far-off rumble gets louder. Crow, what is this? You kidnapped the prince? I don't want to believe it, but he said. I mean, I didn't want to think you were hiding your powers for a bad reason, but... Crow turns to face me. His eyes look sad and haunted, but he smiles softly. Darling, you got no reason to trust me. I've been keeping the truth from you this whole time. I won't blame you if you can't forgive me. I can hardly hear his last few words. The rumble rises to a deafening roar and the ground shakes. Almost too late I realize what's happening. Crow's raised arms are glowing blue, and he waves and gestures into the freezing air. The mountainside seems to crumble as if he's crushing it with a giant invisible hand. Almost too quickly to seem real, a wall of churning snow and stone rushes towards us. I catch glimpses of that familiar blue light in the onslaught. Those runes you're marking the mountain in key places. You could trigger an avalanche?
Avalanche? What's going on?
I whip around and my heart drops. The prince has wandered out of the tent and is watching us. Cave. I tried to keep him safe, but what can I do? I can't fight an avalanche. You kidnapped the prince, and now you're gonna kill us. Why? Why would you do this? Because you're upset about how the king is treating mages? Explain it to me. He sighs quietly and winks at me as if we're sharing a secret. Close, but no cigar. And with that, he pulls his hands together, the blue light surging from his fingers to smash together with a noise like a thunderclap. At once, the boulders marked with Crow's runes move, as if unaffected by gravity, as if they have a will of their own. They pull together and surge forward just as the avalanche is getting close. The marked boulders stop short right in front of us, forming a... I'm losing my voice. My speaking. Forming a sort of wall shield, so the rest of the crashing snow and rocks are diverted. I hear the roar scream in my ears as the mountainside shakes around us, but protected by the boulder shield, the three of us are safe. I can't tell how long it takes. My heart is pounding and I can hardly think, but eventually the avalanche settles and stops. The three of us, the tent, the donkey, and the path home are all untouched. Crow finally lets his arms drop, and he stands like that for a while, hunched over, breathing hard. When he finally looks back at me, he grins with some effort. I can't think of what to say. But the prince steps right up to Crow, his eyes wide in shock with sudden understanding. You saved us with real magic? I don't know about that, kiddo. What do you think?
I don't.
A spark of wonder lights up in the prince's eyes and then goes dim. His eyelashes flutter. He takes a stumbling step and nearly falls first and